Hey folks, this is Kalori. Welcome to Scrum and Agile Digest. So another important metric that I wanted to talk about was the defect leakage, right? So the defect leakage actually means that how many defects are you trying to find, how many defects have you found during your sprint, and how many defects have leaked out which you haven't found post your sprint, right? So that basically means that whatever testing that you're doing during your sprint, whether it's regression, functional, integration, load, you should try to find as many defects as possible during your sprint, right? Post sprint, right? Like after your sprint closes, let's say you have a UAT, you should have minimal defects, right? So that means the defect leakage should be minimal, right? No defects should leak out. You should try to find as much defects as possible during the sprint. So that's defect leakage. It's basically defect leakage talks about how many defects you didn't find during your regular testing, but it leaked out and you found it post sprint. Maybe your testing didn't catch the defect and somebody else, like your UAT or some other testing caught it post your sprint, after your sprint is closed. And it's never a good thing to have defect leakage, right? So your testing should be robust enough that all your defects are found in your particular sprint. Any defects that are found post sprint will constitute defect leakage. So if I look at this table here, for every sprint, I can see how many defects were found during the sprint, and there is a defect leakage. For instance, in sprint 1, there was one defect that was found after the sprint closed. In sprint 4, there was a big defect leakage. There were 5 defects found after the sprint closed. In sprint 6, there were 4 defects found, and sprint 8, there is 5 defects found. So again, defect leakage is not good. Lower the number, better it is. And you can also calculate your defect leakage percentage, right? For example, in sprint 1, it's 10%. So basically, it's post-sprint defects divided by the defects you found during the sprint, and you take a percentage of that. And you can see here in sprint 4, you have 27, let me round it up, close to 28% defect leakage. Sprint 6, 20%. And sprint 8, about 17% leakage. So, you can look at this metric and say, hey, there's something maybe not working in the test. Maybe I'm not testing everything properly. Maybe I need to add some more tests to make sure that my defect leakage is as small as possible. I'm catching all the defects during my sprint. So, this is a good metric to improve your test cases. And make sure all the defects are caught during the sprint and not after the sprint. Now let's talk about choosing a sprint length. During the sprint planning meeting, we're choosing a sprint length, right? The Scrum Master along with the team, they have to choose a sprint length. Usually sprints in Scrum, will be between 2 to 4 weeks. It shouldn't extend 4 weeks, that is a month. However, for a new team or even a mature team, it's good to have shorter sprints, right? Something within 2 weeks. And the reason for that is, if you have shorter sprints, you have quicker retrospectives, right? You have quicker feedback from your stakeholders. You're showing the minimal viable product quickly. You can make small changes. You can improve as a team. Because Scrum is all about continuous improvement, right? So short sprints is giving the teams more opportunities to improve. You're getting frequent sprint reviews. You're getting more feedback. Impediments, if there's slowdowns, they're highlighted more quickly because, the team is expected to get the features done by the end of every sprint. And, this will help, this will kind of force the team to come together and try to work on the impediments quicker, and shorter cycles also make planning easier, which can increase focus of the teams, increase visibility, understanding of the progress within a sprint, and as far as interruptions are concerned, if they're disrupting your sprint, shortening your sprint might help. So if you see that there are interruptions that is affecting your sprint, shorten it.